Welcome to another webinar Wednesday. This is Trevor, and today we're going to be talking about holiday promotions and a couple different ideas of what you could do to set things up, and also how you might adjust specifically order forms to make them more holiday oriented without actually affecting your standard styling and themes that you have. So getting started, here we're in e-commerce, and one of the things that it comes down to with holiday promotions are obviously if you want to do special offers, if you want to do kind of a thank a thank you to the customer and maybe offer them something or a special promotion to get them rewarded for being loyal to you. Or it could be one of the main things that I've seen people do is kind of create some sense of urgency, whether it's a date sensitive sale, so they only have up until X date to obviously make the purchase and obtain that special savings offer that you have. And so that's one way to do it. And we'll talk about a couple different options about how you can actually accomplish that, how you can get it set up and make it feel like there's more urgency involved. One of the ways is in the campaign builder, building out the holiday push. You can actually generate different emails that might say, here's the first date of the sale, right? Whatever the actual date is, you can plug that in, have your first date of the sale, and however long you want to make the sale is up to you, but let's just say it's a 5-day sale or something like that, and you might have, whatever you want to have, your initial kind of pre-sale information, whatever you want to do there, kind of getting them geared up and aware of the sale. And then you might have your, whatever you want to call it, cart opening or something. And then what I'd recommend is that you have some sort of indication that you have basically had a great turnout. Basically, there's a lot of interest being generated, a lot of people taking advantage of the sales, and mention that, basically get it while it's hot. People can jump on the bandwagon when they want. But maybe a couple days before the sale, you might just mention, we've had such a great, turnaround. If it's maybe the day before the sale, maybe you're gonna, and they still haven't bought, we're gonna give them, because we've had such a better turnaround than we expected, we're gonna give you, one last chance at this, or whatever you want to say, because we had such a great turnaround. Here's another offer, here's another product or another discount or something like that to hopefully generate and spur a little bit more sale. Or maybe you actually wait until the day after the close of cart or something of that nature, where it's, we had such a great turnaround, we wanted to give those who hadn't had the opportunity one last day, and then give them a promo code to try and spur sales. So basically generate the feeling that there's only a limited time that they can take advantage of this. They need to do so. A lot of people are jumping on, everyone's joining the party, and they don't want to be missing out on that. And if they haven't taken advantage of it by close of day, if you want, maybe like a day or two after, give them the opportunity to do that. Because you're being gracious as obviously the provider of these wonderful goods. You want to make sure that they can get in on the action, since hordes of people have done so. So try and make them feel like it's obviously what everyone's doing, and they want to be a part of it. Promotions, you can already hop in here, of course, and one of the criteria, if you're adding whatever it might be, let's just go to one of the discounts we already have set up of 2,000 off. Your criteria, you can set up date range criteria in addition to promo code criteria if you want. So your date range is, of course, when is the initial point where that sale will take place, and when is the end point of that sale taking place. So that's some of the ways that you can more specifically state that this sale will not be available after this date, and obviously enforce it. So doing the date specific criteria is one way to do it. Now, when it comes to getting your page, your order form, to look more holiday-esque, one of the ways to do that is if you come over to your order form themes, is even if you already have one that you use, for example, you'll want to create a new one. So you'll select the one that you might want. The thing that I lean towards is typically one of these two, Sapphire or Breeze or even Glow, one of those that already has an actual picture image in the background, which is what these all have. This is just a solid color, whereas this one, when you preview it, it's textured here in the background. And as well as this, of course, this is not a gradient color, it's a picture. And then on this one, it also has a textured background. So any of those that have the textured background, specifically this one, if you want the image to go in between the tables, that's the one to go with. This one doesn't do that. You'll notice it just has the color. These two do. The image goes in between the tables. So that if you like that, go for it. But you can use those and actually and I'll show you here in a second, how you can replace the image with something, more holiday oriented, and then we can get you kind of up and running with that. So let's take a look at what a possible end product could look like, and then go from there. So here's one that I was messing around with and got set up. You can see it looks kind of more holiday oriented, obviously holiday specials. This is found online. You can just type in, holiday banner ad, for example, or email banner for holidays. This was found, this background found using the query of background or snow background, and this was actually I overlaid it, had it added to the image. So whatever you want to do there. The way you can do that for free is Sumo Paint. You can just import two images and have it lined up however you want. So that's one option for you. This again is just one image that's put into the background, and let's take a look at how we can do that. If we go over to, we'll just open a new tab here so we don't lose our spot. Oops. Under our design, we go to order form themes. Again, we've created a new one, and so we can just hit edit if you already have one up. What you'll notice is that banner right here is not selected as my banner in this selection, in this area. The reason for it, and I'll show you how I got it here still, is if you want any text, if you want any video, if you want anything below this image, you have to do it that way. You can't, you just click the delete button if there's a picture here. And then in the HTML section, over on the order form is where I have it, not on the theme. I inserted this image. So the image will show up, so anything I choose to add beneath it in my HTML section will go beneath the image. Because right now, if I actually use their theme and I have my image in place, and then I come to my HTML areas and try and put something in, it will go above the image, and I don't want that. I want it to go below it. So that's what the difference is there. When you click Edit CSS, you'll find that on line 9 or 18, in this case for the Sapphire theme, wherever you'll see it is it'll say body, and then display background image, and then have in parentheses the URL. That is what you want to, where you want to put the URL for your image. And what I'd recommend first is not copy the URL from Google. What I would recommend is, right click on the image from wherever you're getting it, save it to a location on your computer, come over to the house icon and go down to Files. And when you're in the Files tab, go to Company Images and then browse for that file you just saved and attach it. Once you're there, in this case, so holiday background, you right click where it says download and copy the link location. That is how you get this link right here. And then you just come in here, of course, between those brackets, paste it in, and you're good to go. So that's it, and then you hit save. once that's done, then you'll be all set, of course, with your background image. And if we come look again at the order form theme, I'll show you what I was talking about with the image put in place. So the image, just as a refresher, let's just close down some of these tabs. There we go. So this image right here, this holiday specials image, whatever banner, if you even want one, or your company image for that matter, you can do the same thing. Go to your company files, whatever image you want to use, right click on it and copy the link location. When that's done, when you come back over to your HTML tab, you'll want to do this. You do a little less than sign, a little open caret, and then img for image, and then source equals, and then double quote, paste in your link, double quote, and then close your close your bracket. So with the greater than sign. So with that being done, that's all you need. That is everything that you need to get your image to be put in place. So feel free to pause, rewatch, do whatever you need to do to copy this in. But that is it when it comes to the styling. You can change the color of these little sections where it's gray. I personally like it because it has a gradient from light to dark. It has some contrast there, and silver kind of ties in with my background, as you can see. So do what you want in that end of it. You can even mention up here that they only have a limited time. You could do whatever you want to do there. You could have a graphic designer make more of a custom graphic and put things into place with that. As I've mentioned previously, there are ways that you can have, if you want to get really fancy with what you want. There was an example from one of my other clients that I've worked with, where they have a full image that their graphic designer built, and this would be something that you likely need to fill out the form and have us help with. But this is an order form, so you can stylize it and have it be whatever you want. We've inlaid an image, video, of course. They have their product offers being displayed, and then they go through and then they have the order form outlined. So, and then the submit button is a image button that they have. So it is available to get fancy with what you want to do. If you have a graphic designer, or we have ones available, so you can let us know if you have questions. But basically, you don't have to just simply only work with some of the things that I've shown you. But you do have, obviously, some styling options and ways that you can customize and change it. That is really the main nuts and bolts of what we wanted to discuss today. There are specific holiday campaigns and things that you might have questions on. And what I'd recommend is, if you want to fill out the form below, you can give us a heads up as to what those are, and we can work with you to have any questions answered there. But otherwise, any other questions, feel free to jot them down and let us know. The one thing that I will mention for you is Success Engine has actually recently become completed with a project to embed a countdown timer into an email. And similarly, that's something that you could embed onto the order form itself. There are other outside sources for countdown timers you can find online. I've actually tried them to embed them onto the order form of Infusionsoft, and it doesn't seem to pick up. I mean, that might be something that just needs a little more tinkering with, and you can get it to work. But pasting in the code that those services provide doesn't seem to actually allow the timer to display. So feel free, if you want to play around with that, or if you have other sources that you want to use or things that you want to do there, certainly go for it. But there are ways you can obviously get those timers, and if you have questions or want to know more about that countdown timer for the email that I mentioned, feel free to fill out the form below and let us know, and we can get in touch and give you a heads up as to what we have going there. So likewise, if you have any other questions, there actually weren't any questions submitted for today. So let us know if you have anything there. But otherwise, I'll keep it short and sweet today. So thanks for watching, and again, for your holiday specifics, let us know if you have any questions. But thanks again and enjoy your holiday season. Take care.